Hey Randall, Adam here in Naples. Thanks for sending the videos in. Thanks for being part of Scratch Golf. I hope you're finding it helpful. So you look like you're somewhere here in Florida, I would guess. As you may know, I live in Southwest Florida, Naples. Anyway, let's have a look here. So posture-wise, I think you've got too much squat back in your heels there a little bit. Let's say, for example, Justin Rose down the line. So I think this angle is less severe than yours. I think you'd probably need... Actually, no, I don't think you need to get further from the ball. I just think I would try to I'd look at the posture video back at the channel, and I would try to do some sort of a drill. Let me see if I've got one here. This one. If you can see this, that's about a club head touching the wall. So the shaft is a club head width away from the wall. My heels are up against it or very, very close to it. That's all the space you should need. I would do some practice setups like that and try to change that posture a bit. The other thing is, difficult to tell from video, but I'm pretty convinced from the way the swing looks, I think your grip's a little out of whack. So I think your left hand, your glove hand especially, if you look at this heel pad here, that to me, Randall, this needs to be much more up on top of the club. See how mine's fully and freely on top of the club? When you have that, you can push more down. You can create really good freedom of wrist cock. You can create some leverage there, and I think that would be super, super important for you in your swing. Your right hand grip is, it could use a little cleaning up, maybe a little bit more in the fingers and over here, but you can look at the grip video back at the full swing course at Scratch Golf. I think clean that up. There's more about this grip and how to take it, but that's the general idea. I'm redoing that whole course, by the way, and should be posted very soon, so I think you'll find hope you'll find it's an improvement. Okay, next thing, let's have a look at, we'll go Justin Rose. Whoever filmed you here didn't do the greatest job. Maybe they didn't have room, but we can get the general picture. So what I think happens in your swing, what happens is with people, the subconscious makes adjustments without them even knowing it. And the way your pattern goes, at least the way it looks to me, your wrists aren't able to really push down and hinge very well. You look at Justin, let's say the top of the handle's about there. Camera moved a bit, but he's able, as this shoulder comes down, to push the handle down more with that grip and create a really good hinge at that point. Yours doesn't hinge the same way, and you're obviously a flexible guy, and the way you've gone about it, consciously or otherwise, is you lift your arms a lot, and in the process it topples your upper body towards the target. So there your arms lift, your right arm gets a little bit tucked, face is looking kind of shut now at this point. And just once you start to, so you use momentum to cock your wrist, and eventually they do get cocked, but in the bargain, you and the arms have really tumbled towards the target. And it's very difficult from there not to be steep onto the shot. And if we look at you down the line, let's say, and get rosy with the driver there. Club gets a little behind your hands here as you lift it. I mean, you've got a pretty good sense there of where to go with your arms, but it just topples and gets long. And eventually your arm swing becomes pretty vertical with your upper body hanging out in front of the ball there. It just gets too vertical coming down. If you look at where Justin Rose is, I mean, his club's maybe here. And his upper body doesn't look so sort of unwound and uncorked there. And you just wind up bashing down across the line. I mean, you look like a guy who probably hit some of these shots, maybe some big pulls to the left, occasionally pop one up or something, but you look like when you'd hit it about 10 miles, so I've no doubt about that, which is a pretty good thing, I might add. Let's have another look from here. Yeah, you're just out there in front of the ball. Look relative to that palm tree trunk. See how it starts at the edge of that? And you're well in front of it. And again, you're just going to beat down on it there. But the good stuff, you've got strong body motion, beautiful lead-on club relationship. That's why you can hit it, no doubts. And when you get going in a stretch, you probably hit it like a champ. But I think what we'd want to do here is we want to get the grip, the posture, definitely go to the pivot video. And I think this is going to be really important for you. And to me, you've got to pivot, trunk around your spine, but I think you've got to feel more resistance here, and you've got to prevent that upper body from toppling so much. So more resistance, if you like, throughout your spine. I think you'd feel just your shoulder, your lat muscles, and deltoids, I guess, pivot around your spine, but a firmness here that doesn't let your head topple that way. I'd get in front of a mirror and I'd work on that. This would be our downline version of that. Taller legs, less in the heels. Again, enough resistance here to stop you from toppling towards the target. Next thing I would do a lot of practice backswings. And this is slightly exaggerated out of design. We're not trying to get wristy and bring the club to the inside, that's for sure. But as your shoulder pushes down, your left hand needs to push down. And I think you need to feel like you really push the handle out with not only the left hand, but with the right hand. Again, not pushing the club head out, pushing the handle so the club head hinges. And if you got that thing pushed away from you, it helps you not topple this way. And I think, to me, with an earlier wrist break there, that and all the pivot drills, you keeping your arms more on this side of your body is going to be key to you not toppling in front of the ball. And again, you've got great impact habits. You've got dynamic look through the ball, so it should be a lot better if you could just shorten the backswing and get rid of this toppling look. You will not have nearly such a problem getting steep. You might try a couple of drills like this. I'm doing this with a ball. I'd probably do it without a ball initially. Hinging, notice pushing down, not picking up. Nice soft swing. This is like a 9-iron or something. Full pause at that point. Then you don't take the club back. You just make that little pivot, and you get that really nice sense of the hinge. The club face will be in a more square position when you do that, because at address, that thing will go toe up there. Pause, little pivot, and go. Again, you could do it with the ball, but I do it with maybe a ball off the tee once you'd worked it a little bit. Here's the drill from this angle. Hinge, club head up, full pause, no taking the club head back. Just leave it up in front of you. Little pivot, and go. And I think that would be a really good feeling for you, help you get that club inside too. You might even complement that. This is after you'd worked the other things. Here's a little drill. Say the flag's there. We're going to pretend there's an imaginary flag there. Make a little backswing. And then just almost pause here, and then just subconsciously change targets to this flag. Not by trying to do any big, giant, fancy hand action, but just feeling that your upper body just makes that little inside loop and just kind of shoves it that way. Obviously, I wouldn't want to play that much in to out, but I think that would be a good feeling for you, and you're keeping your head behind the ball and feeling a bit more of this and less of this. Again, nice smooth swings, probably without a ball first. So do those drills. Hope that's helpful to you, and wish you happy Christmas and all the rest. Thanks, Dan.